That is a
I'm back.
Mike is back. Well, Mike is here on the YouTube channel for the first time, which is really exciting. So welcome everybody. This is my gorgeous friend Mike. I just pointed in the wrong direction. I do that every time on the camera. This way is Mike. I'm dumb.
Hi everyone, how you doing? Hi YouTube, what's up?
I'm a dum-dum with pointing. Welcome in, Jim. Hi, Robert. Welcome in. Yeah, you're glad that everyone got promoted. Yes, we're going to be talking about Lower Decks, the most recent episode that happened this week. We're also going to be talking about a bunch of other Trek things because TJ, our beloved Trek Bible, as I like to call her, has sent us through a giant list of things that have gone on in the week. She is literally our Bible. Like,
Literally, because like this week, like between both of us, we've had so much going on. TJ is literally our savior.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been at WASD, and it's a gaming event in London. Mike's just got back from insomnia from the week before, so he's been catching up with everything going on. So it's been crazy. It's been a crazy time. But we've, of course, made time to watch Lower Decks and the holiday very short Trek special. Mike literally just binge watched it, and I was watching his reaction while he was watching it, and it was killing me. It was so funny. I knew exactly where he was based on what his facial reaction was.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, let's talk about that holiday special. I haven't seen the first short Trek yet. I haven't seen it. It came out, obviously, I was away at the time. I haven't caught up with it this week.
Don't.
That holiday party, that was mad. That was absolutely mad. Like, it is such a Spock thing to do. But like, even then, like, I feel, obviously, like, no, this isn't canon or anything like that. I feel like that's pretty extreme, even by his standards. He wouldn't understand that that's not funny. Yeah. But the transporter guy who gets cut in half, I did laugh at that. Like,
okay, that did get
nuts.
me. That got me.
That is nuts.
Mr. System, welcome in as well. So the first one, I discussed this last week, but I really did not enjoy the first one. I thought it was terrible. It was one big dad joke. TJ didn't like it either. It was basically just like, I don't know. It just fell really flat for me. It wasn't funny. I saw some people enjoying it, but everyone else was kind of like, nah. This one hit a bit differently. I think it was more mixed across the internet. Like, some people found it funny, some people couldn't care less. I found some of it funny, but other parts I was like, yeah, they're definitely trying too hard to make this like back then comedy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because it is so 70s, and you were like, that doesn't sound like Uhura. I was like, well, yeah, they're making the audio sound like it's a 70s cartoon, right?
Yeah, I really didn't think it was her.
Yeah, I really, really love the stylization so much. Like, the whole 70s.
I like the look of it. I think it looks
the way
cool.
They make the frames shake, the way, like, there's imperfections on the like the film, which is
the filter they put on. Made.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it. And even, going so far as to do the audio and stuff, like, it's the artistry that goes into that. And obviously, I think I shared some links with you recently. There was a guy who remade some like iconic Star Trek moments in animated, like the best of both worlds. And that the amount of work that he put into that, it would make my day to find out if he worked on these, but I don't know if he would have done. But
sometimes that happens, like in the gaming world, it happens a lot where people have made a mod and then they end up getting bought in by that studio. Bethesda do this all the time.
Absolutely. In the Just Dance world, there are people who make fan-made maps on YouTube, and one of the people who made those, amazing talent, he now works for Ubisoft on Just Dance, which is incredible. He's absolutely incredible.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that with animation and stuff too. Oh, look, our Bible's here. Hi, Bible.
Hi, TJ.
Welcome in.
I'm back.
Mr. System, you only saw the first 3 seasons of Lower Decks last week. I envy you getting to have that binge and watch them all at the same time because, such a great first 3 seasons. Welcome in, Don. Nice to see you, darling.
I mean, Jarvis will know that was... Hello, darling. That was
I know, that was quite Devonian, wasn't it?
That was really Devonian.
It slipped out.
I am like the biggest fan of Lower Decks. The biggest fan of Lower Decks.
I am too.
Adore it.
It's our fave.
And I missed the discussion on the first 2 episodes. I was briefly in chat last Sunday. I was sat on a park bench outside a Premier Inn with a beer, waiting for my friends to get ready so we could go for dinner. And I was happy to hang out and chat, but the first 2 episodes of this season were so great. I really don't want them to ruin it in the next season, because I don't want to speak too early, but so far their character writing this season has been excellent.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It
Ransom,
really is.
Mariner, Boimler, I'm loving all of them. And
there's been a lot of progress, right? Like the characters have grown, and it's really shown in these first few episodes.
Absolutely, and they've merged T'Lyn into the group now, and she fits in so well. Like,
she does.
There are 5 lower deckers now, where we've always had 4, and they've never struggled. And I love they've never struggled to fit in a character in this show. We only see very little of them, but we see so much of them in that short time.
Yeah.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
You could learn something from that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with you. I think that's one thing that I've always been amazed with Lower Decks, is that in the short amount of time that an episode has, it literally blows me away that they are able to get these characters so well developed, and like you genuinely, as an audience, really care about these characters and their relationships with each other. And in such a short space of time for an episode, it blows my little mind. Like, literally. Welcome in, Dean. Nice to see you as well.
And Prodigy was the same. Prodigy also did a fantastic job of working its characters. So
yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Hi, Chris. Save Star Trek Prodigy.
Yeah, I might have snuck that into my promo tweet for the stream today. I just had to do it. Yeah, the show, I really love it, Jim. It's really good. So let's get on with talking about this week's episode, shall we? First of all, I guarantee Jack was sat there thinking about Halo as soon as the episode started.
Yep, absolutely.
I know that was what he was thinking. The reason I say that, if you're not a Halo fan, the ring that the planet the ring that the planet was set on had big Halo vibes going down. It also reminded me of Elysium, the movie, the Matt Damon movie. It made me think of that as well. So there's like a kind of a utopia type settlement on this ring. It's run by a sentient PC, and of course all of our minds immediately go to the innumerous ways that has gone wrong in the past on Star Trek.
I loved that. It was so good. It's like, are you sure you're not being oppressed?
It was great. And I love that. Look, the thing about Lower Decks that they do really, really well is that they are always in on the joke. Like, it's never made for the audience alone. They are always in on these little things. Like last week when they were like, oh, Janeway straight up murdered him. Like, it was addressed straight away, and it was the same with this. So that gets me every time, and you can tell that it's made by Trek fans for Trek fans. Every episode. Yeah, I miss Prodigy so much. Prodigy so much. I can't even, Jim. I love it so much. It's a big soft spot for me. But yeah, so they start with this. Freeman and Ransom are going to check out what's going on, because there's some kind of engineering issue with the computer. They have a really lovely chat with him. He's genuinely really friendly and lovely, and he really cares about the people on this ring. And then Freeman gets a little bit too big for her boots.
I don't know though. When she substituted herself instead of Billups, for example, I was thinking, okay, it's gonna be kind of like when Mariner and Ransom were repairing the space elevator.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was called. And I was like, but no, she knew what she was doing. She did great. She was just a little bit too eager to do that Windows update. We all know that you should take those things very carefully.
Yes, yes, we have all been there. I don't know. I personally was like, this is a captain acting a little bit like, I don't need someone else to do this. I can do this myself, when she should be delegating. That was my I feel like Pike in that situation would have trusted his engineer to do the job that the engineer was supposed to do. Freeman was like, no, I'm going to do this myself. And I at that moment could really see that she's Mariner's mum. Do you know what I mean? You can see how Mariner gets Marinerisms. Do you know what I mean?
Can we just take a second to appreciate as well the floppy disks?
Yeah!
Oh my god. Right, okay, chat. If you are under the age of 18, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know.
You may never have seen one of those before.
Other than on a save icon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the save icon is, kids. It's a floppy disk. That was our writable media back in the day, before USB flash drives and CDs and all.
Don't forget
that
mini
stuff.
discs.
Mini discs, yeah. I had a really scuffed PC. Like my first PC when I was like 8 or whatever. I had the most scuffed PC. It wouldn't boot up unless there was a disc in the floppy disk drive, and there didn't have to be anything on this disc.
It just had to be there.
Yeah, it just had to be there. Yeah, it's really silly.
My first
and
was
now that I'm an adult, I'm like, yeah, I just probably needed to go in and change the boot order, but I was 8.
You were a kid. Who knows? My first PC was a tiny PC. I remember that brand back in the day. Windows 95, tiny PC. Bless them. And that was one that had those like big ass floppy disks, not the like regular size ones, but the really big
floppy,
ones.
Floppy, yeah. Those when I was in school.
Back in the day.
Jim, about Prodigy, there is talk of season 2 being picked up somewhere. We just don't know where.
We just don't
yet.
have the news. Yeah.
The last that we heard was that the creators were positive about it, so that's something.
Yeah, I mean, keep your eye on trekcentral.net or on the Twitter page, which is the Trek Central on Twitter, or X, whatever it's called, because TJ is like literally a queen, and anytime any news is available, she gets it to Jack gets it out, like it is on there. They will know before we know. Like it will be there. You
literally just said 3 minutes that you would never call Twitter X, and you've just called Twitter X.
I called it Twitter first, though. I said Twitter or X or whatever it's called. But yeah, so keep an eye out, because as soon as we have news, you can guarantee there will be a celebration, because like everyone here, apart from Dom, who hasn't watched it all, wants to but hasn't watched it all yet, literally loves Prodigy. It's we've got a really big soft spot for that show, especially for me, Hollow Janeway. I worship Hollow Janeway. I would die for Hollow Janeway. I
logged into Star Trek Online for the first time in like 3 months earlier to do the new episode, and I log into Earth Space Dock, and the Protostar is in Space Dock at the moment.
Oh, cute. That's my favourite ship, by the way. It's my favourite ship. I love it. I think it's cute. It's like form factor is sexy as heck. I just really love that ship. Also, it comes with Hollow Janeway, so you know.
Of course. My kinks are the Defiant and the Enterprise E. So.
Fair. I will literally stand by this. And then Cerritos is my second. So we can see where my loyalties lie in the animated universe. You would die for the Murphs? Yeah, me too.
We need a Murph plushie.
I'm really sad I don't have a Murph plushie. Every time I see Jax, I'm like literally low-key green. I'm so jealous because I love him.
My latest
cute
addition to the collection is my new Eevee. So
that is cute. Do you know what? I managed to come back from London not having bought a single anime figure. I deserve a medal for this. I deserve a medal. However, when we got home, Adam's birthday present was waiting for us, and it was a big Eva statue from Evangelion. So I might have spent a few £100 on his birthday present separately to London, but I didn't buy myself an anime figure, so I think I deserve like some kind of award for that, because I am the person that will buy my fandom wherever I go. Speaking of which, when we go to MCM, I am probably going to buy, if I can find anything, I'm going to end up buying Star Trek figures to commemorate us lot being there.
Same. We're going to be walking around just like, okay, don't let me buy anything, and we're literally just going to be the worst.
We're going to egg each other on. We are going to egg each other on. It's going to happen. You know it.
I bought so much stuff at Insomnia. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to buy that much stuff. And I spent like £200 on Pokemon cards. I bought an Eevee plushie and a Great Ball. So I made people hold the Eevee. And then I just out of nowhere threw the Great Ball at them because they had no idea that was happening. And then I bought a Psyduck hat where you press the thing and its ears go like that.
That's brilliant. Cute. That is cute.
I love it so much.
Speaking of toys, by the way, we do have some stuff to talk about later on about things that we could buy. So we'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, back to the episode. So separately to what's going on with Ransom and Freeman trying to fix this sentient PC thing and everything going wrong, we have Boimler in his first ever command mission. Because at the end of the last episode, spoilers if you missed it, they all got promoted. Or the end of the first episode, actually, they all got promoted. So they are no longer ensigns. By the way, you weren't here, but how much do you love the fact that Boimler and Rutherford ended up being bunkmates again? I loved it. I adored it. It really got me in the feels. Yeah.
When the lights go out in the corridor, that really got me.
Yeah, because we spent so much time there with them. Like,
Yeah.
even in the crossover episode, like, that featured heavily, that section, like, it's part of the story for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
It's like Central Perk in Friends.
yeah, it is. It's the character itself, basically, is that corridor, and it means a lot. So yeah, it's weird. It's very strange not being there, but I really liked that there was that tribute at the end of that.
I still hope that we get to see Towel Guy on occasion.
yeah, me too. Charlotte, yeah, man, those PCs were old school. I'm glad we're not the only oldies here, because it's good to know we're not the only ones. But yeah, so Boimler, bless his little cotton socks, on his first command mission, has got the ensigns that he has known for the past X amount of years. They're not new to him, but he has this wobble in, like, confidence and, like, letting them do their thing. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for him, and you can literally see the gears turning in his head as he's trying to make these decisions, where he's like, I'll just show you how to do it once, and then does everything himself and doesn't let anyone help. What did you think of that bit? Bless him.
I agree. Like, I had so many flashbacks to jobs that I've had in the past where I've been a manager and you're in charge of people, and it's like, it's just so easy to just do it yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I had flashbacks. Like, sometimes you just don't want to trust people. You just can't trust people to do the job, because you can't find, like, the confidence to, like, trust in people. But he does. Obviously, it's the nature of their job in Starfleet that you have to command people. You have to, like, order people about. So
yeah, I think
it was really good seeing him kind of work through that.
I think the thing that was really cute as well was that, like, he wasn't in his head about it initially, but it was when T'Lyn was like, oh yeah, this is like life and death, basically, and, like, raised the stakes in his head. He was like, oh my god, I don't want someone to die because of me. Like, and that's what it was him being, like, his adorable, like, overprotective of these. They're his friends, essentially. They may not be his best friends, but they are his friends. He's been an ensign with them. He's gone through trials and tribulations with these guys on the same level as these guys. And that's what made him freak out, was that he didn't want them to get hurt. Which is so true to Boimler. That's so who he is.
It's crazy, because he really has to kind of actually deal with the idea that people could die on an away mission. I don't think I could deal with that. Yeah, I don't feel like I could handle that. Absolutely.
No, I couldn't. Absolutely not. It's a lot. It's a lot for someone to deal with. And I think he needed to have that journey, and so that next time he'll be able to trust himself, like, next time it will be a different situation.
Oh, Jim, that is such a good point.
Yes, Jim. Yeah.
When Kim took command, what was it called? What did he call it? The Nightingale or something?
I think so.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yes, that was such a good episode. That was
good
such a
callback there, Jim.
Yeah, that's a great callback. And how did he never get one single promotion?
Bless him.
It's so stupid.
He's so overlooked. Bless him.
Yeah.
Poor dude. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that part of it. Obviously, the two stories end up linking together, because when things start going catastrophically wrong on Freeman's side, it gets a lot more dangerous for poor old Boims and his little crew of people on their side. Which I really enjoyed that, like, that moment where he's like, okay, yeah, I need to trust these people, and I need to, like, stop doing what I'm doing, because there was no kind of, like, resistance from them. There was no, like difficulty in the fact that because they hadn't been trusted, their backs got up. Like, they just got on and did it. They became the team that they needed to be. It was great to see Boimler, like, owning his role and everybody respecting his command. And it felt like an achievement for us as an audience to see him going through that, like, I really loved that. I thought that was really sweet. I think knowing that history has value. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so I thought that it was a really good episode. I also enjoyed Tendi and Rutherford and Mariner all together on the ship as a trio. I thought that was a nice, like, we were talking beforehand about we wanted to see some more variations in who we saw together, because it's
exactly.
And they're doing that this season. They are doing that.
Yes.
We are seeing it. Like, we had Tendi and T'Lyn together in the first episode and a bit of the second episode, and then like now we got the three of those guys together, and we got T'Lyn and Boimler together in this episode. It's nice to see those pairings being shaken up, and getting to see how those characters interact without their like other half, basically.
They easily could have done that before, because obviously there was 4 of them, but they just kept defaulting to the same pairings a lot of the time. But now that you've got T'Lyn, I feel like there's so much more freedom to like mix up the pairs.
It's a new dynamic. Stuff. Yeah, it's a whole new dynamic. And I really appreciate her as a character. I think she's really good. I can't, forgive me for the not knowing her name, but the actress, I know TJ will know, but the actress who plays T'Lyn has done such a good job of like studying the speech patterns of Vulcans. Like, she is so Vulcan, like so Vulcan. She's brilliant.
The deadpan delivery of either that is a mountain or it is a volcano.
Yeah, she's great.
Volcano.
She honestly, I thought she's brilliant. She's such a great addition to the core cast. I know we've seen her before, but like now she feels like integral, and I loved that. I think that was a great idea to promote her character. Not just as a promotion in character, but like to promote her in her place in the gang. You know, I thought that was really nice. Interestingly, Red Shirt Dude from the previous episode was nowhere to be seen this episode. So...
I keep calling him Gav because he looks like my best friend.
Okay, we'll call him Gav for now. But yeah, he wasn't in it at all. Didn't see him. I'm wondering if he was like a 1-episode wonder, or if he'll be back.
Yeah, I felt from that episode that we were going to start to see new ensigns like filter in to replace the kind of the ensigns that have been promoted, because obviously we saw that guy in engineering as well.
We did. The one that he kept being like,
Rutherford.
Yeah, that was funny.
I adore Rutherford. You hurt Rutherford, I hurt you.
Yep, same. We're the same on that. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because I thought, like, especially this episode, for example, that you would have that ensign would have been perfect for this mission, because it would have been an ensign that was newish. Like, Brad would have been in charge of someone that he didn't know, but instead they went with the people that he's been ensign with. So I thought that was quite interesting, to be honest, that he wasn't there. I'm interested to see if he comes back.
I hope so, because he was really funny.
He was.
He was really funny in the whole
in the Moopsy episode.
Dynamic between Moopsy.
I honestly, the whole way through the episode, thought he was the one that let Moopsy out.
Same.
I was like, he's done this so that they stop arguing, but it wasn't him. So I feel bad. I need to give that guy a bit more credit.
I was kind of, I feel like they've set us up for that so many times in previous episodes, like the one with the shield thing that gets brainwaves.
Oh yeah. Oh man, do you know?
I was really glad. Do you know what? I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but I feel like episode 2 was like a reference to the Orville, and the episode where they get put in, they get collected.
Yeah, that is
that is
the
such
humans being collected. Yeah, exactly. My brain went there. Yeah,
the humans as well, like killing the owner and like taking it over for profit. Like, that is also such an Orville thing, I think.
It is. Yeah.
So I loved it. It was so I love it. It was great.
Safe to say, Lower Decks has had a great first 3 episodes. I genuinely, like, Thursday is like my favorite day of the week at the moment. I can't wait for every episode. It stresses me out so much that you guys all watch it during the day when I'm at work, and I have to wait till my partner gets home to watch it with him. Like, you guys literally kill me, because you're all chatting about it, and I'm like,
I don't have to wait for anyone.
I know, I'm so jealous, because my fiance is like as big a Trekkie as I am, so we always share Trek time. So I always have to wait for him, and it's like, I want to watch it now.
Me and mine don't live together, so I don't have to wait.
Yeah, that's lucky in some sense. So yeah, let's go back on over to the short track then, because we only briefly mentioned it. So the very short track, Holidays. If you didn't watch it, it is on the official Star Trek YouTube channel, so you can watch it on there. I believe it's on the Paramount Plus Star Trek website as well. I might be wrong in that. I know they were originally putting them on there, so so check it out. One thing that I think that I the whole sort of idea behind these, I love the look, I love the sound. I think it's really great the way that they're making it feel like the original animated series. I just don't think that they needed to keep the tone in the 70s, personally. I think having this celebration of the animated series and animated Star Trek, one, it really keeps bothering me that they are leaving out Prodigy, because they're continuing to do that, because at the beginning of the episode and the end of the episode, it mentions Lower Decks and the animated series. It deliberately misses out the fact that Prodigy exists. And I just can't get over that. I just find that so strange. Like, they're honestly acting like it never happened. And I just, like, I don't know. I don't think that sends a very good messages to networks that they're trying to get to pick this series up. I think it's very weird. But the fact that they are referencing Lower Decks in this shows that they know Lower Decks is doing well, it's loved, people really like it. And the reason why it's doing so well is because it's written for a modern audience. It's written for adults who are used to adult cartoon entertainment like Final Space, Rick and Morty, all of these different shows that have been around in the sci-fi area but are made for adults for the last like 20 years, right? Why did they not make these with the same kind of tone, but just looking and sounding like the 70s? I just don't get it. It just feels weird to me. It's like, I don't know. And also, why did they draw Spock to look like Leonard Nimoy, but have Ethan Peck voice him?
I found that really confusing.
Like, why didn't they draw Ethan Peck Spock? Like, I don't understand that. I guess because they already had the design of Spock for the animated series, but I don't know.
Oh no, this is all a total recreation. They wouldn't have drawn on existing stuff, but I feel purely as a 70s reference they drew old Spock. Because I was watching it, I'd read the synopsis, I was like, okay, Spock is in charge of entertainment, and then I saw Spock and I was like, okay, Leonard Nimoy, and maybe the guy who voices him in Resurgence is going to come back, and then Hemmer's there, and I'm like, okay, Hemmer, okay,
yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it was weird. I just didn't get it. Hi, Slam Jester, welcome in. You've just started it. He's living in a different timeline than us.
I've been telling him for ages to watch it.
Oh, good.
Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it, Slam?
Considering they're on episode 5, I would think they are, because otherwise they wouldn't have kept going. So hopefully, yes. And welcome in, it's lovely to see you. But yeah, I don't know. I felt it was really weird. I thought the cut in half bit was funny. The other ones were a bit like, meh. And then the last bit was funny. However, I agree with what you said, in that it does not fit with Spock as a character in any way, shape, or form. Like,
he definitely wouldn't have thought that the Battle of the Binary Stars was funny.
No, like, not at all. Like, especially because this is Strange New World Spock, and Strange New World Spock has been way more human than any other version of Spock we have ever seen. Like, there have been, like, the whole of Those Odd Scientists was basically that. It was like, why is Spock laughing? And I
love that episode so much.
I know you do. I've now rewatched it a few times as well. But that whole thing was like that. Like, you know, like it is like Spock isn't supposed to be like this. He's not supposed to be emotional and whatever, but he is. And yet in this, it was like he didn't understand that people would be upset that loads of people died. Like,
I did find his I did find the breakup thing funny, and then he goes and says it's fine, she's
left me for loads of men. Yeah, that bit
that really got me.
T'Pring,
really
by
funny.
the way, looked
so
cool in that style.
She looks gorgeous.
She's
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Also, by the way, if that is the only bit of Saru that we are going to see in these animated shorts, I am going to riot, because I was so excited to see Saru drawn in the animated style that if that's all we get, you best believe I'm going to be mad, because Saru is my boy.
none of the showcased characters were from Strange New Worlds, so it's possible this was that one he was from.
I'm not okay with that. I literally love Saru. I love him. He is my boy. That was not enough Saru. That was not. You can't figure out who the shorts are aimed at. It's like they put Trek in a blender, which is just going to annoy fans with the random pieces Saru in 30 seconds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was so confused by it, Tej. Like, I just couldn't... My brain melted. I'm like... I'm kind of watching it like you can't... You know when you go past a car crash and people can't help but look? That's what this is. That's what this is for me. I am intrigued. Some of it I'm interested in. The rest of it I'm just watching it like, what the hell is happening here?
The whole animated celebration, it's a hard one to really get behind because the animated series was 50 years ago. Not a lot of people have watched it. The humor hasn't aged very well at all.
Yeah.
The art style is nice, it's cute. But also at the same time, it's like they had better animation now that they refuse to mention. So it's so poorly timed, and I just think like it's really odd.
It is. It's so odd. It's so odd. Like I just could not get over the celebration last week where they literally misquoted how many spin-offs there have been, deliberately excluding Prodigy. I made Turner go and count. I was like, can you please go and check that I'm not just being thick? Because it really felt like they deliberately deleted its existence. I just couldn't. I don't know. I know I go on about it, but Prodigy means so much to me. It's so beautiful, and like, it's a great way to get younger audiences interested in Trek. Like for those of us that like, I want to have kids in the future, Prodigy is the sort of thing that I would want to share with my kids so that they could start to love Trek as much as I do, you know? And it's not just for kids. It's got so much heart and so much character, so much lore. Like it's so well written, so deeply Trek that like it's not just a cartoon in the Trek universe that you can show to kids. It's also real Trek. I don't know. Like I deliberately said that I haven't seen the clip with the Voyager stuff in it for next season because if it doesn't get picked up, I will be devastated. So I am like staying away from it until it does get picked up.
Well, it's finished now, so they're gonna want somebody to pick it up.
You hope.
So somebody's got to, surely.
I don't know. I'm hoping Amazon do, because Amazon have rescued other sci-fis in the past, like they rescued The Expanse, and honestly, The Expanse got better after Amazon took it over. So I'm hoping. Also, Amazon is the place where like Picard is in the UK, or it might have been moved over to Paramount now, but we watched it on Amazon Prime. So I don't know. I don't know 525 if they count the reboot attempt. I'm not sure. I'll check that though, and I'll come back to you next week. Star Trek is popular sci-fi, so I can't get too overly critical of their creative license as long as it plays to form. Fair. I don't know. I just find those short treks a little bit strange. Right, we've got lots of other things to cover, so I'm going to switch us over to my sharing screen. I hope I've changed your name. I think I changed your name. Otherwise, you're going to have TJ Turner underneath TC Turner. No, yeah, you are. It's all right. You're called Mike. It's okay. We're good. So TJ, my Bible, as I mentioned earlier, sent us through all of the stuff that has gone on this week. One of which I am very excited about here is there's going to be a Star Trek Halloween series in the comics. Which, okay, first of all, I'm an October baby. Literally obsessed with Halloween. It's my favourite time of year. Hate that I'm in Britain and we don't really do Halloween in the same way you Americans get to enjoy it. And I also am obsessed with holodeck episodes. My favourite episode of Lower Decks was one of the holodeck episodes. When me and Mike ranked ours, it was one was 3, then it was the Rutherford one, and then it was the other one was number 1. So holodeck episodes are my jam. I love them.
I really hope someone a candle.
Oh man, I mean it's a comic, anything could happen. Could happen. I love these. We've obviously got the clips of the different covers over on trekcentral.net. Make sure you go over and check it out because we've done an article about it, all of the stuff you can expect coming up. I'm really excited about this. I like comics. I'm a comic reader. I'm a little bit behind on my Trek comics at the moment. I started reading the Cisco series. I am about 5 episodes behind at the moment, or issues. I keep saying episodes like it's a TV show, but 5 issues behind at the moment. So no spoilers, please, chat. But I do really love a comic. So yeah, I'm definitely going to read this. What about you? Are you going to pick these up or?
I really need to catch up with all the comics because you were saying that I really should, as a big a Deep Space Nine fan as I am,
Yeah.
I need to read the Cisco ones, right?
Yeah.
I do need to pick those up. These covers are so cool. So we've got the return of, is that Moriarty or is it Jekyll and Hyde?
I think it's Jekyll and Hyde.
Borg?
Well, I think it's Jekyll and Hyde with a Borg eye thing on it. Like it's an amalgamation, if you will, you know?
Yeah. And then we've got Crusher and Picard doing like the Phantom of the Opera in the bottom right. Like
I'm enjoying that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I really hope there's candles.
Also, well. Crusher looks hot AF in that. She looks so hot. Also, by the way, my favourite one is Riker as a werewolf.
Yes.
It's so good. I could see that happening. The facial hair works. It goes well.
Yeah.
You only recognise Halloween for the candy. See, again, in the UK, we didn't trick or treat where I grew up, so we never got candy on Halloween. It's not cool.
We don't really trick or treat here, but then it's kind of also the night where I turn my doorbell off and pretend to be out. So.
Oh, you're one of those grumpy people. You're one of those. Okay, I see how it is. Yeah, so I'm excited about this. And then there's other comic news. I think it is this one. Yes, it is. Look at me clicking on the right tab and getting things right. So we've known about this series for quite a long time. It's the Picard Academy series. We've got young Picard who still has hair. So Jack can appreciate that his dad's still got hair for a while, because that was very important to Jack in Picard season 3, bless him. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I love Orions, and there seems to be a prominent Orion character in this. We've seen a few different art shots over the past few months, and the Orion character that you can see here seems to have been in quite a lot of it, so I'm looking forward to getting to meet him. And also, I just love Jean-Luc, so any kind of prequel stuff for him, I'm really looking forward to. I really like the art style on this too. I think it's cool. Different. It's got its own identity. It's kind of cutesy, kind of sort of a little bit anime-esque, but still Western. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's interesting. I like the uniforms as well. I think they're...
What is the starship in the top right corner of that comic page?
Oh, my eyes can barely see it.
Yeah.
It's weird. That? It's a weird shape, is what it is. It could be just upside down. True. I don't know. Maybe it's doing a flip. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to this. I think it should be a lot of fun. I think, let me just double check here. Have we got the date? Issue 1 is out today. Yes, so it is now out. So IDW has released the first issue. You can get it usually wherever you get other comics. I'm going to be checking it out, hopefully it's on Comixology. If you don't know Comixology, it's an app where you can buy comics and read them online. I tend to read digital comics unless I am absolutely obsessed with the series, and then I will buy them as well. I'm probably going to buy the Strange New Worlds comics because I want the covers to have as an art piece in the background of my room, because the stuff we have seen of the Strange New Worlds comics that are coming up, the art is just fit. It's just fit.
I will always want more Strange New Worlds. So
me too. We both really love that series. So I'm hoping to get those physically, but these ones I'm going to get digitally. If I end up buying these physically, you know I fell in love with them. That's all I'll say. So if 1 week I've like sat here with a bunch of actual comics of it, that's my review for you. That means it's a 10 out of 10 and I really love it. I will be reading this week, so I will give you my thoughts on the comic next week. But check out trekcentral.net because we will obviously be reviewing all the issues as they go out. So if you want to see what the team thought of them, make sure you check that out. But that is everything for comic news this week, I think. Oh, no, I lied. I'm sorry. Star Trek TMP Echoes, issue 5. The final issue is also... this is a review. Yeah, so the review is up. If you want to know what the guys thought of this, make sure you check out the review. I have not read the motion picture comics. Gap in my knowledge here. anyone in chat who has read them, feel free to let us know what you thought of them. You haven't read them either, have you? I don't think. No. So yeah, I'm letting you know that it's a thing, that it's out. I cannot comment on what it was like because I haven't read it. I will do at some point, but I just feel like we've had so much in terms of comics.
There's been so many series,
It's a little bit overwhelming to try and keep up with all of it. So especially because I also read other comic book series as well, so it's like trying to keep up with everything Trek when there's so much is quite difficult these days. But if you have read them, please let us know what you think. I would really like to hear your guys' opinion. Obviously these are our OG characters, and so it's nice to see them back in comic form. It's always lovely to see the people that we grew up with, you know, whether it's in an animated style or whether it's in a comic. It's nice to have those characters living on. You would like to see starships named after famous historical characters? Yeah, I think that would be lovely, Mr. Systems. I think that would be really nice if we started to see that. I think we should have an Uhura ship because of Mission
I
Impossible.
have no doubt there very much will be at some point.
Yeah. I think that's something we need to see. So yes, that is
the
our
Uhura cover looks really, really interesting because it's got older Nishonikos, but also like animated
and
Strange New Worlds.
It's got all the different. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's interesting.
I think it will be. That's what's sort of drawing me in, is like you're getting to see these different versions, because I enjoyed that in the Kelvin universe with Spock. I enjoyed having Leonard Nimoy and Zachary Quinto both part of that universe. I thought that was really cool and it was a nice twist. So if they do anything like that, it will be cool to see. On the IDW app or on Amazon Kindle to get those. Thank you very much. Literally, she is our Bible. She is our Bible. Okay.
The thing is though, if I was going to IDW, I mean, I've got an app. Like, I don't have a tablet that I use, so that it wouldn't be like the greatest screen for reading a comic. So, but then it's like I wouldn't want to commit to like buying them in physical either. But
I read on my phone. That's how I read mine.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I tend to read because you can zoom in if you need to zoom in. You know, like that's how I tend to read them, and then just move it around. Also, it's like a good thing when I can't sleep, I just read comics. I'm just going to read a comic. It doesn't take much brain power. Most of it's pretty pictures. Like, it's nice. I can chill out with it. You think the stars should have retained their names for when in the 70s anybody could name the stars, i.e. Debbie loves Bobby forever? I like it.
Like the buy a piece of the moon thing that we have these days.
Yeah, that's so strange. Okay, right, moving on. So we have the Strange New Worlds Season 2 Blu-ray or Ultra 4K HD Steelbook, and all of the editions have been pre-orders are now available, so you can check those out. Earlier in the week, there was a tweet on the Trek Central Twitter. There you go, Mike. I said Twitter. And we listed all of the special features you're going to get. So you're going to get a feature about producing props, which I'm actually really interested in because I think the props and the set team on Strange New World are second to none. I think that.
Oh, you've heard me gushing about the.
Yeah.
You've heard me gushing about like all the sets this season, like.
Yeah. Like, they've been absolutely phenomenal. How they redress that one set from Discovery for the courtroom scene was just gorgeous. It was so well done.
I will say, I did notice that really obviously as...
We all did, but I think they did a really good job of redressing it because I noticed it in the, like, the promotional material, but when I was actually watching the episode, it melted away, and I didn't. So, I don't know, I think they did a really, really good job of that. Can you get audiobooks of the comics? Oh, slam! So they've got that. They've got Costumes Closet featurette. Again, the costume department on Strange New Worlds is absolutely incredible. I'm really looking forward to seeing, like, any kind of stuff behind the scenes of that, because the costume team are just insanely talented. insanely talented. Gorn featurette, which will be really interesting, so we can see what's going on with those guys. Singing in space featurette, so we get
But
our little
why
musicals.
are we singing?
So that should be fun. I hope we get to see a lot of like everyone learning how to do the dances and all the things that went wrong in the backgrounds of that. Exploring new worlds. See, now this I think is a little bit controversial because we really did not discover.
It went barely anywhere.
Yeah, that was my biggest bugbear with this season, was that there really wasn't any new worlds other than the one place that they went to with the Gorn episode, and that just looked like America.
And wherever they did go, it was their AR set.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it was obviously the AR set as well. It wasn't well hidden in that sense. So that, I don't know. I will watch the featurette. I will give it a chance. However, that seems like a bit of a on the nose one, considering that's a lot of people's bugbear with this season. But you know, and then there's also the deleted, extended, and alternate scenes. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I'm one of the people that do really enjoy special features and stuff like that. I, back in the day when DVDs were really popular, would be the person that would buy every series I loved on box set DVD. Literally in my first year of university, I ended up in my overdraft because I bought all of the Smallville DVDs.
Same. I had an HMV store card and I racked up so much debt on that thing because I was just buying box sets.
Yeah, me too.
It was bad.
Me too. It took me like 10 years to get out of that overdraft from buying DVDs. Mostly because I genuinely like watching these behind the scene things. Like I liked watching like where they do like the director in two actors doing commentary over things, or like things like that. I like those little stories that you get. And I miss that with streaming. I feel we don't get those things in streams. So
yeah, sometimes they add stuff like that to Disney Plus. You do get some featurettes and some deleted scenes and stuff, but not always. But I do love a good deleted extended scene. So
me too. And bloopers as well. Like you used to see bloopers. Smallville had some brilliant bloopers on those DVDs back in the day. So I'm really looking forward to this. You can now pre-order both the Steelbook, the Blu-ray/DVDs, or the 4K UHD. The links are in our chats, but they are on Amazon if you want to go and search for them. They are out now. Yeah, the extra content, like, it's one of those things that if you're really a fan of the series, you want to absorb everything you can about it. And these are nice little bonuses that they give you. So I really do enjoy it. I love audiobooks too.
Imagine if Lower Decks had deleted like bloopers and deleted scenes like that. You know, like in Toy Story 2, when the end of the film, they purposefully made those bloopers and stuff. Like, I really want them to do that for Lower Decks. Like, that'd be absolutely hilarious.
This is something you don't know about me, but I have Toy Story tattoos. I love Toy Story. I've got the Toy Story aliens on my feet. Literally love them.
Our lives. We are eternally grateful.
Anyway, yeah, so I will be getting this. Whether my fiance likes it or not, I will be getting this. Because I want those extras. And also, I love a good steelbook. And let's be honest, the art on this is cool as heck. It's cool as heck. I think it looks really good. I love all the different colours. I do now have a new appreciation of Chapel being the only one in black and white because she's a cold-hearted bitch.
She is a cold-hearted bitch from this season, honestly.
I'm not going to get over that for a really long time. She's pissed me off. So she deserves to be in black and white when everybody else is in colour. Come at me. I will take it. Anyway, moving on. Let's go over this. I am very excited about. I love me an art book. As a gamer, literally love art books. I love seeing how things were designed from concept through to realization. I love seeing early sketches of different costumes and things like that, or monster designs and everything else like that. We now have Star Trek Picard, the art and making of the series. Very, very excited about this. Very, very excited about this. How do you feel about art books? Are you an art book kind of guy?
I have been in the past. I've got like the Hyrule Historia from Legend of Zelda in there somewhere. Nice. And I always get the Star Trek Ships of the Line calendar every year. So
nice.
Whatever I can do. I haven't seen so many of these go around, but Picard had such a brilliant style this year, or last year.
Yeah, it did. I think so. Some people had issues with season 3. We know this. Jack didn't enjoy it as much as I did. He enjoyed some of it, not all of it. Like, we've discussed this quite a lot together before. I, however, literally cried every episode of season 3 of Picard. My little grown up on the Next Generation heart could not cope at all with it. I literally fell in love with it. And I think everything about it, for me, was a love letter to the Next Generation.
Absolutely.
I really loved the uniforms. I think it just had so much style. Those jackets, those leather jackets, were so sexy. I want one so badly. It won't suit me, but I want one anyway.
I say this every time. Season 3 is what we should have had for season 1, and then they should have gone off and done their new adventures with Soji and all the others. That would have been a great couple of extra series of Picard, but because I just don't think those first 2 seasons had any point to them,
I think,
whatsoever.
So I enjoyed them for different reasons, but I think they would have had a bigger audience had they done it the other way around, because people would have come in and been hooked by what they wanted to see with a Picard series in the original cast being there, and then fell in love with the rest of the cast as a result. However, obviously it didn't happen, but I think this is really exciting. I really want to see kind of like the different stages of the character designs or the costume designs and things like that. I'm looking forward to seeing behind the scenes imagery that I'm sure we'll get to see in there. I'm hoping, so addressing what 525 just said, sometimes these books are insanely expensive. I don't know how much this one is. Let me find out. Hang on. Let me just switch back this so you don't see my Amazon email. There we go. And I will see if we've got a price on the pre-order link. Let's see. Okay, so in the UK, the price has got 20% off right now, and it's $31.85. So actually, that's a heck of a lot cheaper. That's a lot cheaper than I expected it to be, because a lot of like gaming art books are 60 quid plus. So yeah, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It does look like it's like not an A4 sized art book. It's like a square shaped one. So maybe it won't be as big as some of those gaming ones are, but
is it going to be one of those awkward sized books that just doesn't fit in the cabinet?
I think it is.
I hate those.
I think it is from the looks of it. It literally, like, this picture is literally the shape of the book. It's like a square. It's like an Instagram picture. But I'll probably get this. I'm not going to lie. This is probably something that I will be keeping an eye out for at MCM if I see it IRL, because I imagine some people will have it, on their stands and whatever.
Yeah, I'll just borrow yours.
Yeah. You can borrow mine. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Thank you, 525. Streaming needs to add these commentaries to things. Absolutely, I agree. So yeah, I'm excited about this. It's not just art, it is making of as well. So hopefully we'll get some cool little behind the scenes stories as well. Interview segments with the cast. I think it would be nice to hear how everybody felt about coming back, and like all those little snippets of like getting to be those characters again, and also what it was like for the newcomers, because we did have so many new characters in the first 2 seasons and even in the 3rd season,
sure.
Like LaForge.
What a guy.
LaForge. I loved her. She was a great addition.
Sydney and Alandra.
Yeah, but Sydney in particular.
Sydney was brilliant. I loved her.
Really great character. She felt so Trek so quickly. She just I fell in love with her.
I think in general they did a great job with the bridge crew. I was absolutely gutted when they killed off that Vulcan science officer.
I know, right?
Gutted.
I know. She was really cool.
I really do hope inevitably when they do pick up Star Trek Legacy, they will. They've got to bring back Captain Shaw as a hologram.
Oh man, Shaw is just brilliant. Honestly, he was just like, I just fell in love with him. He was so well done. I
never expected such a dislikable character
to be so lovable.
So lovable. The arc they did for that character was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I really loved that.
I genuinely love him. And I've said this before, I myself suffer with PTSD. And the way that he as an actor portrayed that was so authentic, so realistic, so honest, and so raw. It meant so much to see that. Especially because when we do see PTSD representations in the media, 9 times out of 10 it will be from a typical like military earth like soldier, and it's usually a guy, and we don't very often see things like this where it's more about, his isn't about the fact that there was a war, his was about survivor's guilt, and it was very different, and it was more emotional trauma than war trauma. And I think it was
kind of a similar parallel to Cisco because he lost Jennifer.
Yes, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I thought it was beautifully done, and he became such a beloved character by so many people so quickly. Like, even his relationship with Seven was just phenomenal the way that grew.
And then by the parallel, you've got Mbenga in Strange New Worlds. Strangely enough, you know, the real parts of the episode that I really remember are just Mbenga in the shower. So
wonder why that is. Mbenga is a fit ass doctor, okay?
Holy crap, I need a physical. Like, not like that.
No comment, Mike. No comment. But let's face it, Mbenga is a badass in every sense of the way. He is a gorgeous, gorgeous specimen of a man. Anyway, so
want to be a bunny.
All right, Anya. Anyway, so we've also got breaking news that Star Trek is coming to New York Comic Con 2023, Saturday, 14th of October at 1:45 p.m. ET, Eastern Time. Paramount Plus will have a 75-minute panel centered around Lower Decks. I'm excited about that. You know how we all we've
really
literally
excited.
Love it.
I really hope that they get some stuff resolved so that they can talk to actors again.
Also, well, they can,
though.
That's the thing. That's why it's a Lower Decks one, because they're voice actors and it's not covered.
But they're still all actors and they're on strike. They all do. Can they?
They can. Yeah, TJ mentioned this last time. So because it's animated, this is why there was an issue with last week, because Tawny Newsom put out a tweet because her and Rutherford were the only 2 actors that were, other than Ransom, who was hosting, that were part of the celebration. And there was no comment from Paramount to say that this was filmed before the strikes, because it felt very on the nose that the only actors that were involved were Lower Deck actors, because they're the ones that can still be involved because animation is being treated differently in this strike situation. But it was actually filmed beforehand, so it had nothing to do with that, and she had to clarify that, and it was a little bit weird. I like what Sam just said, by the way. The shape of that book is because it's the Borg shape. That cracked me up. Nice, Sam, nice. But yeah, so they can do this, and they can still promote Lower Decks even though they are on strike. So like Jack Quaid, for example, is currently obviously in The Boys, so he can't do anything about The Boys because he's an actor in that, but he's a voice actor in Lower Decks, so he can talk about this.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Are they allowed to talk about those odd scientists though?
No, they're not.
No, they won't be able to.
They won't be able to talk about that.
Also worth mentioning, chat, none of us wonderful people will be at New York Comic Con ourselves. We can't make it out there, but we are looking for somebody to cover the event on the ground. So have a look at Trek Central Twitter. Jack did put out a tweet asking if anybody could do that. So if you're interested, you're going to New York Comic Con, please do check that out. And it was great to get some content around that.
Yeah, speaking as 2 people that got involved in Trek Central through one of Jack's tweets, like definitely get involved if you can, because this little gig that we do every week has become one of our favorite things that we both do. We've made some amazing friends through this. Can't recommend working for Trek Central enough, honestly. Like, genuinely, we love it here.
Exactly. And really, not very long after we started working with Trek Central, we've all been invited to MCM Comic Con in London.
Yeah.
27th to 30th of October. So we'll see you there.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are on the ground there and you do want to do some coverage, make sure you check out the tweet by Jack, because it'll be awesome to get someone who can get involved and be there before. I know TJ's gone in the past for us, but things just don't line up this time round. It is very close to MCM as well, which we'll all be getting ready for. So if you're going to that, check that out. We will obviously be covering it on here and on the website and on Twitter and anything that comes out of it. Hopefully the panel will be released online eventually. Sometimes they do put them up like the day later. Sometimes they're don't.
Sometimes filmed, and you can get you can find on YouTube that people have filmed them and linked them. So
so we'll be keeping an eye out and seeing what we can do. So thanks, Don. That's definitely going to be going on. Really excited for that because we do love Lower Decks. Interesting, like if the strike is still going on by then, obviously they won't be able to cover anything else. However, if the strike is done by then, maybe there will be other things added to the slate, because if they're there anyway, we don't know. But keep
and
an eye
there'll
on.
be such a good vibe as well, because everybody will be so happy that the kind of like
it's done,
balance has been restored. You know,
because they are working their butt off to get justice for the actors and the writers, and you know, it's heartbreaking to see them having to do this. It really is. You know, like these shows wouldn't exist without these people. They are the ones that make this happen. So we are here very, very much in support of everybody at SAG-AFTRA and at the Writers Guild. So, you know, we are with you. We hope that you are listened to a lot sooner and that things work out for you guys, because you're amazing. And we really appreciate everything you do. We really do. Right, next thing. This cracked me up so much. Whoever did this in our little team, you have my like forever worship, because this really made me laugh. So
is it half a guy on a transporter pad?
No. It's so NASA released some stuff from the Spitzer Space Telescope, which are like the different images of the nebulas, and someone literally noticed the shape of two particular parts of this nebula and drew over the top the two USS Enterprises from Next Generation and also the original series. Literally could not have been more perfect if they tried. Like, so funny. Whoever saw this, I'm the type of person that looks for patterns and things. I've got that really bad. I'm like always seeing things that aren't actually in the clouds, you know, like, oh, that looks like so and so. Adam's always looking at me like, shut up. No, it doesn't. I'm like, yeah, it does. This straight away, I can see it. I can absolutely see both of these. Really thought this was funny.
Yeah.
Don't know who did it. Don't know which one of the team did this, but 10 out of 10. Mwah, chef's kiss. Funny. Okay, right, moving on. That there is the short track. Hang on. Here we go. One of the toys. So, Hallmark, who quite often do this at Christmas, they release like special Christmas ornaments for different things. They've done loads with Disney in the past, and now they are going to be putting out a series of Star Trek ones, and one of them is the Next Generation's Data Ode to Spot ornament, and it has sound. I need this. This is my first Christmas in my house.
I haven't seen this.
It is literally Data and Spot as an ornament. Like, we are both crazy cat people here, so this is like, couldn't be anything more specifically made for us.
I couldn't put up a Christmas tree last year because Benji would have just pulled it down.
Oh, bless him.
I mean, Chloe won't really touch it now, so I don't have to worry. But yeah,
we need this.
Nice things.
We need
have nice things when you've got a kitten.
See, Bubbles doesn't really care about Christmas trees. It's not really his thing. He's never been one to jump up in them. This is my first Christmas in my own house, so you can bet I am going to be going ham when it comes to decorating. Adam is a Scrooge, not a fan of Christmas. However, he is a Trekkie, so I reckon I can get him on board with buying Trek-related Christmas shit.
I want to decorate my Christmas tree with the baubles with like exploding Amagosa stars inside them, Viridian 3 stars. You know, like in Generations when he's looking at that Christmas tree.
That would be literally perfect.
A deep cut.
That is a deep cut. That is, yeah. See, what I want is someone to make Borg fairy lights. So just lots of Borg cubes that are green lights. I want those, and I want to wrap them around my tree. Someone on Etsy who is good at stuff, get making, because I will get
For
buying.
a moment, I thought you were talking about like the eye lasers, and then I was like, no, that is literally my worst nightmare as a cat owner. My cat will be jumping around
everywhere,
the ceiling trying to get laser pointers.
Yeah,
like...
no, just the Borg cubes. Borg cubes as Christmas tree lights. I need them. Someone make them for me, please, because I will buy them and I will market them for you for free because I need them in my life. But yeah, so I think this is really cool. Obviously, there's a little button for making it sing. I really want it. I genuinely really want it. It's battery operated. They also have a bunch of others as well. So we've got like a ship being held by a hand there, the hand of Apollo. We've got a few different ones. We've got another one of the ships. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be buying these.
Biting a starship. Please tell me there's a ransom biting a starship.
That would be amazing. I do not know if there is, however. But you should put in a request to Hallmark. You should absolutely put in a request to Hallmark for that. Okay, so moving on. One of the things that we also have seen that will be coming out at New York Comic Con, this is one of the exclusive Funko Pops. So those of you that don't collect Funko Pops, they usually do some kind of exclusive for all the big cons. You can these days also get them post-con. They're not quite so exclusive as they used to be. Things like Pop in a Box, which is a service that sends you pops every month. You can select how many you want. I don't know if it still exists. I think it does, but they put quite a lot of these in there. Things like Loot Crate and those sorts of things quite often have these sorts of exclusives in. But if you're not able to go to NYCC, at least you might be able to get this, because Geordie LaForge, with his eye thing still on, unlike in Picard, I think this is a great one. It's him sat in the chair. I really like this one. I think this is...
for me, at Farpoint where he take command of the ship.
Yeah. And I also really like that it's got a little stand.
Yeah.
Because one of the things with Pops, right? I used to collect them. Some of them are so hard to stand up. The heads are just... Yeah, because they just fall over. Because the heads are so much bigger than the body that they just wobble and fall over. It is a pain in the butt. I used to be an in-box collector, so I would keep them in the box. And I got really fed up with that. He was like, you can't see them. The plastic is shining on them. You're never going to resell them anyway. Just take them out. So I've started to take them out now, but they do literally fall over. Like this one I've got here. I've got Buzz Lightyear, but he's got his mask around his head as well. His head is so overpowering that he just topples over the slightest wobble. This one, however, has a stand, so he's gonna be usable, which I really appreciate.
That's good. Eagle Moss starships sometimes are a bit wobbly and fall over.
Yeah, I see a lot of people hanging them instead of putting them on things.
Oh, that's a good tactic. I actually don't own a single Funko Pop.
I am envious of you. I should never have got into collecting them.
I've never been a massive fan of the big head kind of style, almost chibi style a little bit. It's just not my favorite style. See,
I'm an anime nerd, so I love chibi stuff.
Yeah. Eagle Moss really had me though.
Yeah, you like the a sort of realistic looking stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. I like Funko Pops.
Or Lego. Overwatch Lego.
Oh, I do like Lego. I do really like Funko Pops. I am trying really hard not to buy them anymore though, because I got too many and had to stop buying them for a while. And I think Adam would have a heart attack if I kept buying them. However, I love Geordie LaForge. I really love Geordie LaForge. Geordie and Data's friendship is one of the most beautiful things in all of TVdom for me. So I need a Geordie and a Data Pop. And this one, I will say, has taken my fancy. So, yeah, I will keep an eye out for this one. No pun intended. But yeah, so that was one of the other things. We have another toy to discuss here. So, Star Trek 2009 1/18th scale Nero action figure is coming to meet you soon. So, here we go. There's quite a few different pictures. So you can see, this is by Hiya Toys. Not actually heard of this brand myself. Might be me being dumb, but I just don't recognize the name. You bought one Funko Pop item, Jim Kirk on the command chair of Enterprise. Yes, Don. That's a great one. I do not blame you. Yeah, that is definitely one that I have been tempted with in the past. But yeah, so this is obviously very highly detailed. The paint job's really interesting. I, however, don't tend to collect these. They're usually about this sort of height, about that height, like 15 centimeter odd height. I tend not to bother with those. But I know they do have a big audience. A lot of people do really like these sorts of figures. And the Kelvinverse seems to have quite a lot of these figures.
I'm so confused. Like, why are they still coming out with Kelvin figures? Especially one from Star Trek 09, which was 14 years ago. Like, why is this still a thing?
I don't know. I don't get it. Like, for me, when we had the last Comic-Con, so it was SDCC, and they announced the Lower Decks items, I was so excited by those. Again, don't normally buy smaller figures, but these ones really took me. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous. They literally looked like they had been taken out of the animation and put into like model form. I thought they looked amazing. However, why are they bringing these out when they haven't done Rutherford or Tendi? Like, give me Rutherford and Tendi.
Is it a different company?
Yeah, it is. But that's what I mean. Like, Trek themselves are licensing these items,
and they're also like doing Kelvin, Kirk, and Spock as well in other models too. And it's like, this is so like who's interested in these things? Because like, I don't know.
Please tell us if you are, though, chat. Like, if you are one of the people that buy these, like, why are you buying them? Have you started collecting them ages ago and you're still collecting them as a result? I don't know. I'm interested to find out. I would genuinely love to talk to you if this is something that you are interested in collecting, but anyone that I know has literally no interest in buying these. And we are the type of people that spend stupid amounts of money on toys, you know? Like, and we're big Trek heads. I actually really like the Kelvin movies. I think they're great. We rewatched them last year all together and had a whole new appreciation for them. I think the casting was great. But I have literally no interest in this. Like, I don't know. It's just right over my head. Right over my head, this does.
And there's always rumors that there'll be Star Trek 4, but I just don't see it happening. I
don't know. Like, I think
imagine
I
if they did their own take on the one with the whales, though. That'd be really cool.
That would be interesting. Last year I remember an interview with Chris Pine during the D&D movie promo, where someone brought it up, and he mentioned again then that, you know, it's being floated around and everybody's interested in it and whatever. It's like, they're still talking about it, but it just feels like, if you're gonna do it, just do it. Like, at this point,
JFDI.
literally, it just feels weird at this point to not have done something with it. But anyway, so this is Chris Fenoglio. I don't think I said that properly. Fenoglio.
Where am I looking?
On Twitter is one of the things that TJ linked in the last two things. They are one of the Lower Decks artists, and they have been doing a lot of putting out their work on Twitter. And one of the things they did this week was a Prodigy piece, and this just melted me. Look how cute Murph looks in this.
Murph is so cute.
Look at him. I love him so much. This is the sort of thing that people like me would take to a tattoo artist and go, gimme. Like, gimme. Like, this is awesome. Like, last week we saw, it wasn't the same artist, but last week there was that image that was all of the Lower Decks characters sat around sunbathing, and I really wanted to take it to a tattoo artist and get them to do Tendi in her bikini. I was like, I need Tendi as a pin-up. It's just too good. It's too good. It took everything in me to not go and get that as a tattoo. But yeah, I think this is really cute. And then also, same artist has also done this one from Lower Decks. Big late to work energy here, it says. So you've got Mariner running onto the bridge. Anna Freeman's face in this just really cracks me up. She's like, right, yeah, thanks very much. You're being no help in this situation, daughter. Things have already gone boobs up. Like, yeah, I think he's a really great artist. It's really great to see these different sort of like moments from Trek that the artists have been working on that already are part of the universe. It's nice when they take on different characters that aren't in Lower Decks and they start drawing them like they did with Prodigy. And it's also, as you can see in the other one, like, it's nice to see people who are part of the wider universe getting on board with the Save Star Trek Prodigy hashtag and like
absolutely
supporting their fellow creators, because
I could just imagine as well Ta'ana in this situation being like, what?
Yeah, literally. Ta'ana just cracks me up. I just think she's the best character.
Give me
so
50
funny.
cc's of whatever worked before.
Whatever worked before. Poor Boimler at the end of that episode.
We didn't actually finish talking about that episode.
We didn't. No, right. You go. You lead me in this time with that bit.
Okay, so yeah, like going back to Lower Decks, the Vexilon thing. So Boimler does finally allow his team to do the thing, and he has to put everything back as it was so that they can do the hard reset of the AI, the computer, and it's a really unexpected moment. But like the building blows up with Boimler in it, and he is dead. Like,
yeah,
he really is dead. Like, he comes flying out of that building and he's dead. And it's like, it's such a Star Trek Nemesis moment when the scimitar blows up and Data's on board and everybody's just watching. It's an instant boom.
Everyone just stops breathing. Do you know what I mean? You're all, as an audience, like,
and he does go to the afterlife where the koala's there and the Black Mountain that they talk about in Shax's resurrection story. So, and he's like not quite a senior officer, but they just come back to life. That's how it is.
That's just how it works. It's just how it works.
And it just Ta'ana just really makes me laugh. Like,
she's so funny.
I just absolutely love it. It's so funny.
Because he like basically relapses into death again, and she's just like
give me 50 cc's or whatever worked before. Like that line, like that was the best final line. Like, it was absolutely hilarious. But like, there's so much development between all these characters now, and I just think it's incredible. Cannot wait for like episode 4.
Brayden, literally, Ta'ana is the funniest. Like, the amount of one-liners that she comes out with is just golden.
Yeah.
Like,
we didn't even talk about the Waddy storyline either.
Oh my god, yeah! Oh, okay, go on.
Just a la Marais, count the thing, blah la la la, blah blah blah. Oh my god, that was so funny.
That's the one thing that I really never ever fail to be amazed by with this show, is just how much they fit into such a short space of time, and like everything is so well realized. Like, nothing is a throwaway. Like, everything is important, everything has meaning, everything has character development. Like, the laughs are natural, they're not like crappy one-liners that are just put in there to make you laugh. Like, everything they say is so in character and so funny. I just love it. And Ta'ana,
the lieutenant hazing was hilarious. Like,
yeah, that was great. That was so good. Like, the entire way, the audience was right there with them, like, not knowing if it was hazing or if it wasn't hazing.
Yeah.
And like, still till the very end, when they had them like in the bar talking about it, I still didn't know. I was like,
yeah. And then the way they pulled together and worked together, it was like so good. Like, they're so good when they actually work together. And I actually thought the commander looked like Remick from the TNG episode.
You pointed that out, and I was like, yeah, 100%.
He looked so much like Remick.
He
I
did.
was like, it's a conspiracy. Check his neck for little wiggly things. Like,
I think they must have done that on purpose. There's no way that wasn't some kind of reference. Because it's uncanny. Like, everything down to hairline was like exactly the same. Like,
exactly. But
so
Sean Ferrick didn't mention it, so I was like, well, if Sean didn't mention it, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was just reading. But Sean always reads so far into these things, it's crazy.
You, sir, are an official broadcaster of Star Trek stuff now, so you noticed it. That's like enough for me. That's enough for me. So,
yeah. In your face, Sean Ferrick.
I haven't actually watched that this week, so I haven't seen the highs and lows video, but I think those sort of little things with Lower Decks is something that they do really, really well. Is that they, like I said at the beginning, like, it is a love letter to Star Trek. It is written by fans for fans, and so it's so easy to overlook things, but actually everything is so deliberate in Lower Decks. Like, there's no way they did that and didn't think of that.
Exactly, and sometimes they'll trick you into thinking that they've done something as a throwaway gag, but it comes up later again. Then it's like, it's so clever.
Yeah,
like,
they're brilliant.
So good at it.
They're really, really, really good. Also, by the way, I just love the fact that Rutherford was able to work his way through the trap, like, so quickly. Like, so quickly. That's so Rutherford. So Rutherford. Like, that really got me. I thought he was wonderful.
Stop putting people in games.
I think that part of the episode could have been a whole, like, primary story on its own in any other episode.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. I just can't get over how it can do so much in such short space of time, and yet at the same time we have episodes of the Prime series of Trek that struggle with a single storyline sometimes.
Yeah.
And it blows me away. Like, I really think the Lower Decks writers need to give some seminars to everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, they are the creme de la creme of Star Trek writers, in my opinion, at the moment. I think they're just fantastic.
Amazing.
And like,
I did think the Waddy thing, because we obviously saw that in the trailer, I did think it was going to be a bigger thing than it was in the episode, but I'm kind of glad they didn't milk it too much.
Yeah.
So I am glad it was not a letdown. It was not what I expected, but it was really funny.
It was funny. It was.
Move along home! No, thank you, sir. I will not be playing your game today.
No, thank you. But one thing you said just now, like, is really, really true. Like, when they do work as a team, it shows just how much they've gone through together in the past 4 years, because they are able to, like, nail things when they put their mind to it as a team. And that was like a man down. That was just 3 of them. They didn't even have their full squad. Like, and yet they were on it. They were so good.
Tendi going crazy, just scanning them all right at the end. Great stuff.
Absolutely brilliant. Mariner did a great job as well. Bless her, having to listen about the jazz. Like, you could tell Mariner, of all people, was not the one to listen to that conversation. Tendi would have genuinely been like, yeah, I'll humour this, and actually probably be interested, because she's a personable person. Mariner,
she loves acid punk. Klingon acid punk.
Mariner, however, if she's not interested in something, you can literally feel the eye roll in the tone of her voice. She's like, no, but she did good. I'm proud of her. Yeah, crazy loco. Moopsie is a god, and we will worship Moopsie forever. Moopsie. So yeah, we love Moopsie. Moopsie is the best Pokemon that's not a Pokemon, basically. But yeah, so that is us for this week. Make sure you keep an eye on @the Trek Central on Twitter. And also on trekcentral.net, because anything that comes out during the week will go up on both those places. And then, of course, next week we will be covering it right here. Thursday we have the episode of Lower Decks, which will be episode 4. So make sure you keep an eye out, watch that one. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. We love seeing what you guys enjoyed the most, which bits you thought were the funniest, which bits didn't hit for you, if any, which in this show, to be fair, very rarely happens. Very rarely happens. But we want to hear it. We love hearing from you guys. We love seeing what you think. So do join us. If you watch it in the VOD, let us know in the comments below. We do check them. We'd love to chat with you down there during the week as well. So anything about this week, if you are watching in the VOD, hi, by the way, hi VOD squad. Make sure you hit us up. Let us know what's going on. If you are watching live right now, please hit that like button before you go. It means the world to us.
Thank you so much for joining us and being in chat. Where can people find you on social media, Jarvis?
@JarvDucer on everything, apart from Twitch, because it's Jarvis Sensei on there, because I just haven't changed my name. But yeah, @JarvDucer. Anything to do with Trek during the week, I will be on it, because it is my religion. Trekkie is my religion, and I am proud of that. Also a bit of a gaming nerd as well, so if you're a gamer too, check me out on there. What about you, Mike?
I am Get Mic'd on Twitch and Blue Sky, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Get Mic'd OW, but I stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I will see you then.
I wasn't laughing at you, I was laughing at Slam going, may the fork be with you then.
Oh no.
Which broke me a little bit. Anyway, live long and prosper, everybody. We will see you same time next week. Have a wonderful rest of your week wherever you're up to, and don't forget to join us down in the comments for all your hot takes on all things Trek. We'll see you very soon.
Long life. Good night, everybody.